Hello and welcome to lesson 1 of week 5. My name is Mildred. This week we are going to look at images in HTML and CSS, and then we are going to look at the different CSS properties that we can use to style and position images on a web page. In this lesson we are going to introduce images and we are going to see how to place images on a web page. In HTML, to insert an image on a page, we use the image tag written img like this. It is a void element, so it takes attributes. To specify the location of the image, we use the source attribute written src. And in a pair of quotes, you specify the path or the reference or the location of the image. I have some images in my images folder, and I'll be using the car images for this demonstration. So I want to put in the car1.png image on my web page. For accessibility, when you specify the source of an image, for different reasons, your image might not load on the web page. You must specify the alt attribute as a standard that describes the image so that the screen reader can read the alt text to the users that require accessibility. The alt text or the alt attribute is a shorthand for alternative text. And so I want to write image of a car. You can make your alt text more descriptive. It should be about the image you are trying to insert on the page. Then also, when your image loads on the web page, sometimes it might flicker. And because of this, you want to specify the style attribute and specify a height and a width for the image. So let's say we want the height of the image to be 200 px, and then we want the width to be 200 pixels. So this is the basic way you specify your image on a web page. When I save this, I go to my web page and I refresh. I have my image of the car on the page. I am going to remove the height and the width for now so that we can see the image and then we can decide what height and width we prefer. But then I'm going to show you how to specify height and width of an image that makes the image more responsive on the web page. Now this image is larger than the page, and so we have a scroll bar to view the whole image. And then we specify the height to be 500 pixels and then the width to be 500 pixels. And we might prefer this image. But this is not the best way to specify image height and width for responsiveness. And so I will take out the style attribute from the image tag, and then we can write a style for the image. In your style sheet, either external or at the head section of the page. External style sheet is more encouraged, but because of this demonstration and because I don't want to switch between sheets, I'm going to write it in the head section of the page. If you are to use an external style sheet, you switch to your external style sheet and create a style for the image tag and put a reference to the external style sheet using the link tag in the head area of your page. So I want to put a height and a width for this image. I want the image to be responsive, and anytime you want a responsive image, you must specify a height of auto, and then we use the max width property instead of the width property, and we specify the max width to be 100%. We save this and we refresh the page, and this automatically scales the image to the page and it makes it responsive. So if I have a smaller screen size, the image is going to be scaling along with my page. So this is the best way to have a responsive image on your web page. Remember, for responsiveness, you make the height auto and the max width 100%. Sometimes you might have an image on a page and you want to put a text on the page. So let me put a text in my P tag here. And this text is: the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And I'm going to make this text a lot. Save, refresh, and we have the text below the image. If you want to change the way this text floats, maybe you want the image on the left of the page or the right and you want the text around it, we can use a property in CSS to control how images and text are displayed on a web page together. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss the CSS float properties and other properties that we can use to style our image